Sam is in the building to talk to us about something or other.
Oh yeah,
Hi,
the reason you wanted to move on because this is an interesting story.
Yes, good morning, guys. Let's talk about Arsenal, because there was a tweet that went out on Sunday, the day of the West Ham Arsenal game, but for some reason it was certainly last night that I saw it all over my timeline. A lot of people weren't happy with it. So for those that haven't seen it, if you want to have a look at the video from Sunday at Arsenal on their Twitter page, there is a young mascot, an Arsenal fan, and she's got an Arsenal top in her hand, and she's standing outside the away dressing room, and as the players walk through to go into the dressing room, they all get given a pen to sign the t-shirt, but they have taken absolute pelters for it, because when I say sign the t-shirt, that is literally all they do. The vast majority of the players have headphones in, they sign the shirt, they go into the dressing room, they barely even acknowledge the girl. From what I can hear, it's just Saka and White who I think say hello. I'll get your take on it in a sec, guys, but just for me,
shocking.
I think it's a disgusting video.
It's horrendous.
Now, I know these players get everywhere they go, picture, but there is a young girl stood there. Goodness gracious me, lads, just say hello to her. I'm not saying you got to go and have a 10-minute debrief with her for a big game, but I'm sure she had a great day. But imagine how much you would have made a day, even that little bit more special, if you give her a fist pump, if you even just smile at her,
say hello,
anything, right? I think the way they walk past, it's really uncomfortable to watch. And I'm looking at this girl as I'm watching the video, and I'm just thinking, please, one of you, shake her hand, because she's looking up, she's looking down, she's got a smile on her face. I didn't think it was a good look, and I think it paints those lads in a really bad light. You know, because I think recently, guys, we've seen some great examples, haven't we? I think of Jack Grealish as one example. Some amazing videos of him going out of his way to be nice to fans. I mean, you see certainly young kids with big smiles on their faces. The power these guys have is magic, and I just thought it was really distasteful, and I thought it was tough to watch.
I agree. I think that it doesn't take a lot just to acknowledge somebody and a little smile. I think signing the shirt, it's quite symptomatic, that video, I think, of football now, or footballers now. What's a bit disappointing, and to kind of add a little bit more context to it, I actually messaged the club, because I was like, because the club put it out, and I think they put it out thinking they've all stopped and signed the shirt. This is great, look what they're doing. But maybe that in itself is the problem, that there's somewhere along the line has become a disconnect between what you're meant to do for those kind of mascots. The club did say, look, it's part of a match day experience, so that's not the only interaction that she had with the players. She was a mascot, she went out on the pitch with them as well. They would have been on the pitch during warm-ups, and I think sometimes with these things, with all footballers, there's a lot of stuff that we don't see. That's not excusing that video, because I watched it a couple of times over, and in my head, after I watched it, I went, oh wait, but was it cut off afterwards? So maybe they did. And I went back and watched it, and they didn't. They carried on. So I think maybe it's quite a good lesson just to the reaction of the normal fans, what they're seeing and what we're seeing. Perhaps it's just a lesson that I understand it's a pre-match routine, and perhaps you're in your bubble, and I get that, and also that's what I've kind of heard back as well. But it doesn't really take, I mean, how long does it take just to make eye contact or something? And I looked at that little girl as well, and I looked at her face and the way that she's waiting for the eye contact, or some kind of acknowledgement. Yeah. So I think while not taking away from the fact that she would have, I imagine, I don't know, but the young gunners, who they are, the mascots, they do get these incredible experiences, as they do at all clubs. So I'm hoping that somewhere else along the line, she still had a brilliant day, and she got that kind of interaction. But in that moment, like we say, what does it take just to go, hi? Like, do you know what I mean?
Oh, I thought it was shocking. I really did. I mean, but I've been saying for a long time, the distance between, the gap now between the top football and the fan is bigger than it's ever been. I mean, we do get things, and you're right to mention it. Jack Grealish, brilliant. There's things that happen that are great, but that was agony watching that.
I felt so sorry for her. Honestly, I felt so sorry for her.
You showed me it, and I'm looking for it. Right, somebody must say hello, or
high five, something,
give her
right?
A pat in the head, or cuddle, or something. You know what I mean? Nothing.
But I do think I'm trying to balance it as well, because I've seen it happen before, and I've seen so much good come out of footballers' interaction with mascots and with players as well. But if you're taking that individual incident on its own, I think, yeah, just a little bit of interaction goes a long way, doesn't it, with little ones like this, and her little face. I noticed that Andy Goldstein invited her onto talkSPORT on his show, and I think, Andy, at a time like this, you don't want to make it worse. Okay, that's what I'd say, Andy.
Naughty.
No one wants
Bad
to go.
enough, Andy. Come on.
No one wants to go on
that's
Andy's
rubbing
show.
salt right in the wounds, Andy. Come on, get yourself sorted out.
Listen, she's not going to be short of offers for some amazing experiences.
I hope maybe the club maybe get her in.
I'm sure they
for
will.
a training day, and
I'm
the
sure
players.
they did. This is the thing.
Yeah.
I'm sure there was so much more than what we saw on that day. But you're right. Just that on its own doesn't look good, does it?
talkSPORT Breakfast with Laura Woods. Monday to Wednesday mornings 6 till 10. On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.